So what's going on, Gas Gang? Today we are back with an absolutely sick video on the Porsche 911 Turbo S. Today we are down at John Mitchell Racing with the FEV fire suppression team, and today we are getting a fully plumbed in fire suppression system on this bad boy. Guys, stay tuned for this one. It's gonna be sick. Let's get it. Welcome to Officially Gas. Let's get it. Welcome to the Gas Gang. Gas Gang is an exclusive members site offering exclusive sick benefits to the Gas Gang family. A Gas Gang membership allows you guys to unlock behind the scenes unique footage that no one else has seen. And not only are we giving you access to exclusive and unseen merch drops, we're also giving you fat discounts across the whole product range. And that is why we have teamed up with a whole host of automotive companies, saving you money by giving you exclusive discounts and free giveaways too. We've just went and made our very own private Discord server so the Gas Gang can build a community. And you know what? We're doing weekly live streams too. And in addition to the giveaways, at a minimum of every 2 weeks, we're going to be giving away car remaps, tech bundles, car parts, and so much more. And also, exclusively for the Gas Gang family, we're going to be taking out a select amount of you guys to dinner every single month. So with that said, guys, make sure you support the movement, because if you're not in, you're out. Join the Gas Gang. Let's get it. So yes, guys, as the intro said, today I'm at John Mitchell Racing with FEV Fire Suppression. And today we're fitting a fire suppression system on this Porsche 911 Turbo S. Now this is definitely something that a lot of people, including myself, have overlooked previously. When it comes to modifications, we're all about going fast and, you know, sounding nice and loud and, you know, times and everything like that. But we never think, what if something goes wrong? What if a fire breaks out? Like, you know what I mean? Some people, they got little fire extinguishers, this, that, the other, but really, are they up to task? Guys, there is so much money in this Porsche 911 Turbo S now, I don't even want to chance it anymore. And to tell the truth, for the price or the cost of this kit, which is really reasonable, is literally gonna save everything if something does go wrong. Now, a lot of you guys will remember back to me and Imran from Evolve Automotive. I done a feature on his car, the fastest RS3 in the UK, and at the end of the feature, me and Imran sat there and watched the car burn to the ground, simply because neither of us had any way of putting a fire out that could have easily been put out. We waited 15 minutes in front of the car and watched it burn to the ground. And I've been around so many near misses of other people nearly setting on fire. I'm just not taking it anymore. So guys, what we're gonna do now is we're gonna head over and have a chat with Jack from FEV Fire Suppression. He's gonna give you the down low on who they are and what they do. Let's get it. Jack, welcome to the channel.
Thanks for having us on, Jamie.
No, my pleasure. You are the design technician with FEV.
Yeah, that's correct.
You guys have invited me down to basically get a really cool kit fitted to this car.
Yeah.
I've kind of gave everyone a little bit of a brief of what's going on in the intro. But before we get into what kit's going on this car, do you want to give us a talk through who you guys are as a company and what you do?
Yeah, so we are FEV Fire Suppression. We design and manufacture fire extinguishers for the motorsport industry, and in the past couple of years that has moved on to high performance road vehicles and sort of drag vehicles and drifting vehicles. We're based down near Goodwood. We've been going for 25 years as FEV.
You know, a lot of people overlook fire suppression.
Yeah, so yeah, it is one of the biggest things that's overlooked. Does it make your car go faster? Does it make it handle any better? So it's not really something anyone thinks about. Yeah. But with something like this, where it's such a high value and high performance, it needs that sort of extra safety. So the kit going on your car is called an NTEC 3000R. That stands for Novec technology, and it's 3 kilos worth of extinguishant. The type of extinguishant we're using is a gas, so it makes no mess, it doesn't leave any residue, doesn't affect any high valuable assets on the vehicle, and it's a 6 nozzle system. We're running 5 nozzles in the engine bay and 1 nozzle on the meth tank. And yeah, it's sort of one of the top sort of spec systems that we do. It's nice and lightweight, it's small in size.
I think the next step is to pretty much get over and meet John down here at John Mitchell Racing. And he's going to talk us through the install pretty much and where things are going to go. So shall we do it?
Perfect.
John, welcome to Officially Gassed.
Yeah, welcome to our workshop, Jamie.
Thank you very much, thank you very much. You fitted many a kit of fire suppression, and you're going to give us a talk through the components that are going on the car today and kind of how they're going to be mounted.
Yeah, absolutely, Jamie. Yeah, totally. Yeah, basically we've got the Porsche in today, great car, ideal for this sort of application. What we're going to talk through is front to rear, how all the parts are going to fall into position, and roughly how it's all going to sort of come together.
Wicked.
So basically, if we start with the business end of the kit, this is the pressurised cylinder that we've got here. There's a slightly more special item going to ultimately fit into this car, but for now, for the purposes of this video, we've got this one to show you right this time. So this cylinder here, we're proposing to put this into the front boot space, and it's going to fit across in that manner. Or just there. So, and then to activate the system and control the system ultimately, we have this little box of tricks here, the controller. That will fit into, we believe, this space here.
Great.
And just neatly out of the way and easily and readily accessible to anybody who wants to use it.
Great.
So then moving down the car, we have a transition from the gas in the cylinder to be conveyed, obviously in the event of being armed, through aluminium pipework, an example of which we have here. This is a short piece, an offcut, so you can see aluminium pipework, which will run from the front of the vehicle down through the side of the, sort of like the fittings of the interior. If I open the door here, you'll be able to see the planned route is to come down through the bulkhead, underneath these trims, alongside the car, through to the rear of the vehicle. And whilst we're looking at the interior, we can look at the little switch that's going to be the thing that sets it all off. And we're planning to fit that just neatly into this position here below the stalk, where we've got a removable trim, and we can put that in there. Nice thing about that is that if we do want to reverse the system when the car is moved on, sold, whatever, then obviously that can all be put back to stock very, very easily.
Great, great, great.
Now if we come down to the back end of the vehicle, as a point of interest for everyone, if you did happen to have an aftermarket system, typically that most people carry in their cars like this, horrible moment, fire's going on in the back of the car, where are you going to point this thing to actually put it out?
That is the problem. Rear engine cars. Look at that, guys. Look at there's no, you can't even get to the fire if you wanted to.
There's nothing there that you can point that at to put a fire out. You couldn't even come at the vehicle from underneath because we've got under trays and all sorts of engineering in the way. You're not going to effectively get this to the source of the fire. So therefore, this thing, which will last fractions of a second, really isn't going to do the job. The only real way we're going to address a fire on a car of this configuration is to have lots of nozzles like this, pointing to all the key locations inside the engine compartment. And on this particular application, we've got one nozzle in the front protecting the methanol tank, and then we've got another 5 nozzles in the engine compartment, 2 on the turbos and another 3 over the top of the engine protecting the fuel injection system. So really, once that button is pressed, should there be an eventuality of fire, it'll all be over in fractions of a second. Thank
you so much for the informative talk through of the system going in. Obviously you guys have got a bit of a job on your hands, so I don't want to hold you up for too much longer.
Indeed.
Shall we crack on?
Lovely.
Let's do it. Right guys, so whilst we've got the fire suppression being fitted to the 911 Turbo S down here at John Mitchell Racing, what I thought I'd show you is some of the other cool cars down here and some of their fire suppression kits, because they've all got them fitted. So what we have here is a very, very special car. It's actually a Corrado G60. It was an original Corrado G60 8 valve, but what's been done to it now is, yeah, as you can see, it is no longer supercharged. They've whacked on a great big turbo to it, so they've turboed it. It's also a 16 valve. Hopefully one day we will get it actually featured on on the channel, it's actually 4-wheel drive too, so it's bad. And I will show you the interior. But whilst we're here, I thought I'd show you the fire suppression it's got. So as you see, you've got a nozzle here. Coming round all the way round to there, you've got another nozzle there, you've got a nozzle here, and you also have a nozzle here. So basically they're all aimed at the engine, the critical components. It's also got MEF and port injection, I believe, too. So 575 brake horsepower and 4-wheel drive. So what I'll do now is I'll move around to the interior and show you this bad boy. This looks absolutely nuts. You see the pedal box down there and everything. But when you come round to the back, you'll see it also means business. Now, because this is more of a kind of a track build, he's went for the motorsport kind of look. As you can see, he's got the nice extinguisher can there with some fancy looking pipe in here. It looks really, really nice. You can see, if you look down there, nozzles coming into the cockpit. So this one's fully kind of fire suppressioned out. So yeah, it looks really, really cool in here. CAE shifter, I think it is, yeah. And yeah, guys, tell me what you think about this. I know you want to get that on the channel. I want to get it on the channel, so hopefully we can get it on the channel one day. Also, I thought, in fact, look at that. Center locks in this bad boy, that's how you know it's serious. Look at the aero on that actually too, guys. Check all this out. Center exit exhaust, this is a bit of kit. He's also got a spare matching wheel with a center lock socket there too. It looks proper cool. But guys, look at the setup of the rear here. Caged out, strut brace, all kind of chromed out. It looks real nice. You can get a proper look at the fire suppression. Yeah, so that's pretty much it. But what a cool bit of kit. Also, whilst we're here, thank you, bro, because he is holding it open. Also, guys, what we have here is an Audi S3, bit of a sleeper actually, but also, if we pop the boot here, we have a slightly different install again. So you see we've got the fire suppression extinguisher canister here too, a slightly different system, and also the control box and everything like that. This is running MEF, I believe, hybrid turbo and everything like that, over 400 brake. Interior is very spicy, very nicey. So yeah, it just goes to show all different cars, I guess. We've got the 911, we've got a car that's like kind of a track beast, kind of track killer, and then we've also got a bit of a sleeper, but they're all running fire suppression because you know, I guess down here they know the importance of being safe. Also, guys, whilst we're here, I thought something funny to show you, right? So this was my fire protection before, because I was aware obviously cars can set on fire. So I've got one of these in each glove box, or had one of these in each glove box of all of my cars basically. And I thought whilst we're here, I'll show you, right, what it looks like when you spray it, because I had no clue, right? And luckily I didn't wait until my car was on fire to try this. So watch this. That ain't putting out no fires. All right, John, so everything's complete now?
Absolutely. Job's all done, ready to drive away.
Amazing.
So basically, yeah, just a little look around the car so we can see how it all looks now it's all back together again. There we have,
That looks
so there's the cylinder in position. We have then the pipe work you can see now coming from the cylinder, which is following around the perimeter of the compartment. We have the first nozzle we can see for the fire extinguisher system here. And this is protecting the sort of vehicle against any potential threat from the methanol injection system, which of course is a fuel.
Yes.
And potentially with surrounding heat, etc., could be a risk. So we're protecting it there. Inside the compartment, you can see we've got the main control module here for the FEV system.
Yep.
And at the moment, it's all at rest. Remember, guys, it's got a PP9 battery powering this system, so even if the electrics get hit for the main vehicle in an incident, it's not going to affect this system. It's totally self-powered. So the first position we try always, it's in the off position at the moment, the switch is central. We can move the switch down, and if I click that one click down, you'll see you get the green light for 1 second, and then the actual system test light staying on.
Got you.
Now the nice thing about that is we get that light, we can use that light now in conjunction with the firing button, which is inside the car, and if we press that just the once, we'll see that light down there, that little amber light, go out, which confirms that we have a good continuity in the electrical system. So let's give it a try.
Okay, you press the button. Hopefully we got this the right way around and I'm not about to get a mouthful of extinguisher.
So here we go, drum roll.
There you go, yep.
Okay.
Just blinks.
So basically that's the under bonnet system there. You're not going to see it now because all the vehicles all back together again, looking like it should do. But of course we've got pipe work not only going around the compartment to the first injector there, or nozzle, we've also got the pipe work which continues underneath all the trim, passing through the chassis, coming through here, through the bulkhead, through a grommet, so it's all protected, nothing's chafing. Then coming through into the cabin area, and then the pipework passes through under the dash, comes down behind the kick panel, underneath the sill trims, passing under here, continuing behind the rear cards, behind and under the parcel shelf, and then continuing into the engine compartment, where of course the greater part of its work will be done should there be an eventuality. Now of course, we can't see a thing.
That's right, that's right. But luckily, I'll be cutting to clips right now of all the nozzle positions. So guys, what we do have is what you'll be seeing is there's 3 across the top, kind of protecting the engine. And then also, when you look down at the turbos, we've got a nozzle pointing at both turbos pretty much, so we're all protected.
So the whole system is covered, and like we said earlier, you've got 3 nozzles over the top of the engine and a nozzle on each of the turbos. So really, there's no eventuality that the gas can't get to, smother the whole of the engine, and in the worst case scenario, a bit of a fire, it's all going to be out in the press of a button.
Amazing. And what I forgot, talking about the press of the button. So guys, now look, we've got all of this neat, wicked kit installed, and the only sign in the cockpit is this small red button down there. So I must remember not to push that. In fact, the nice red brings out some of the crest red on the Porsche badge. So yeah, that looks really, really good and really, really subtle. So listen, thank you so much again for all your help and all your work. And now we're protected. Guys, I'm ready for a fire. Well, no, I don't want a fire, but if it happens, it happens. So guys, there you go. I mean, look, I've showed you the other side. Hopefully today you guys, hopefully this will save a few people's builds. Some of you guys might watch this and get the system installed, or a system installed. And who knows, it could protect your pride and joy. It's definitely worth looking into. So before we do, guys, I want to give a massive shout out to the guys down here at John Mitchell Racing. Great bunch of lads. I will leave links to them in the description. And of course, FEV Fire Suppression. Guys, if you want to inquire about anything with those boys too, I'll leave links to them in the description. And if you're part of the Gassed gang, there is extra benefits and extra discounts with FEV. So make sure you check that out. Links for that will also be in the description. So yeah, guys, if you have enjoyed today's video, please don't forget to like, share and subscribe. For myself, John, and everyone else down here, we'll catch you on the next one. Peace out.